Good morning! Welcome back to another video, ladies and gentlemen. It is very early. Well, not very early. It's like normal early. It's 8 in the morning. However, you guys know I wake up early because I make Felipe's lunch when he gets up to get ready for work, which is around like 6 a.m. And I've mentioned this before, but I always struggle with staying up and not going back to bed, which I can stay in bed if I wanted to. It's not like I have anything to do, technically, but I do want to be more productive and I want to be more intentional with my mornings. So here we are. We're actually up. I already went on a 30-minute walk, so that was the first thing that I did this morning when I got up. We were out the door by 7 a.m. and then we came home. I took like a 2-minute cold shower. That felt nice and refreshing. And then now I'm here back in my PJs because it's not like I have anywhere to go. I'm also recording a TikTok, like a getting out of a rut type of situation, so lots of filming today. Anywho's, how are you guys doing? Right now we are having some cottage cheese toast with a peach on top. With me getting up early, I get hungry really fast, and especially if I'm going walking, I gotta get some food in me. I really try not to eat until like at least 10, 11. But it just doesn't work. And also, I'm just craving a lot of food right now. I definitely need to get something, especially because I'm about to make a coffee after this. Even though it's going to be decaf, it still messes with my stomach if I don't have anything else. So this morning, I had my date, and then right now we have our toast. Oh, something new. We got these ultra human rings. So they're essentially like a little bit more advanced with tracking compared to an Apple Watch. So like an Apple Watch tracks like your steps, your, all your exercises, heart rates and all that. But this is like really, really in depth. So it tracks your sleep. So last night I actually got a nightie. I've actually been doing really good with my sleep recently. All of these little markers down here, it shows when you were in like REM sleep, deep sleep, light sleep, when you were awake. It also keeps track of like your recovery. So you know, with like working out and stuff, lets you know how your body is reacting to your training load and how you're like recovering afterwards. Your stress rhythm score, so it tells you at what points you're like stressed, stimulated, relaxed, or when it recognizes that you're like in an activity type of situation. We also have movement, so obviously it tracks your steps and your calories, but it'll also like alert you during the day if it notices that you're being like a little too stationary for too long. But right now I have a movement of 100. So that's great. A lot of cool things with this, really beneficial if you're someone who likes to keep track of that kind of stuff. Yeah, this is something that we've been having fun with. Just tracking all of our numbers and getting a more accurate read because this thing is on 24/7. Like you don't have to charge it for at least 6 days and it only takes 2 to 3 hours to charge. So we're usually putting it to charge when we're like stationary and not really doing anything where we know we're gonna miss our numbers. I'm just gonna sit here and relax and eat my toast before we get to doing some stuff that I wanted to share with you guys. I got this cutie little, the lighting is really terrible, but I thought it was like a beige and gray, but it's actually like a light pink, but it's okay, it's still really cute. This is the mug we're gonna use today for our coffee. Like I said, we're doing decaf, and that's simply because we have coffee in the afternoon once Felipe gets home, and that's like our little moment to have our cutesy little drinks, and he likes to play barista. So I save my caffeinated drinks for the afternoon, and simply the thought of just making a coffee gets me excited, so a decaf is good for me in the morning. Look at that yummy espresso in my cute little glass. Isn't she so cute? Got our coffee. It's time to sit down and have a little chat. So I wanted to share a few things with you guys this morning. Currently in front of me is a Bible. So if you guys have been keeping up with our old podcasts and like several other videos that we posted a few months ago, I know we stopped posting podcasts. We got too busy. Maybe we'll get back to it because I feel like we have a lot of good stuff to talk about. When we were doing podcasts a few videos back, it was very clear where I stood and where Felipe stood in our faith. He is someone who stands very strong about it. And at that time, I was in the stance of, I don't really see a point. Like, I'm good, I'm chilling, whatever you're doing is great, good for you, I'm happy for you, but like, I was fine where I was. Looking back at it, I very much was not, and our marriage was not. And I won't really say too much because I feel like it would be a nice video to have with both of us here talking about it, or maybe like a podcast or something. Recently, I was starting to be a little bit more open to learning, open to listening to whatever I needed to listen to, just to, have an open heart about it all. And I would say I've definitely come around to continuing my faith. And it definitely isn't an easy decision once you truly understand what it means to be a true Christian and not just somebody who has one foot in the door and the other foot out. And that's one of those things where we could probably sit down and actually talk about that, but I don't really have much to say scripture-wise because I am just starting, I'm just learning, I'm still figuring out what I'm even reading. Half the time, majority of the time, I am very lost. But, thankfully we have the internet and they have lots of explanations and chapter summaries and all that. So, something that I've been doing every morning is just reading a chapter or two to three, mainly just one because I like to take notes, like to actually read in depth each section of the chapter. And with doing this, it's really just opened up my eyes to realize how much we really don't know about anything. As a kid and just as you grow up, it's presented as, oh, God is this thing up in the sky, not really much explanation to it. And you're always just told, like, you should believe because then you'll go to heaven. And it is nowhere near as being that easy. Whether that's with lifestyle changes, how you act, how you talk, the things you watch, the things you listen to. There is so much that goes into it. But once you actually make the effort to just learn and educate yourself and start implementing those habits, it honestly won't be long until you realize just how much better your life can be. And I was somebody who would literally sit there and confidently say, no, I don't need this because I'm fine without it. It's literally on videos. And I feel like that's a question that so many people also ask, is like, well, what's better about it? Like, what's so good? And that's honestly just one of those things where you need to humble yourself and truly take the time to educate yourself. And maybe you do believe. Maybe this hasn't really been an issue for you and you've believed your whole life. It's something you've grown up with. Sitting down and truly looking at your life, and you claim to believe, you claim to be a Christian. What are you doing to further your faith and build your relationship with God? Like somebody who wants to lose weight and then they're complaining that they're not losing weight. Okay, so what are you doing? Oh, well, I go to the gym. Cool. What do you do outside of the gym? What do your habits look like outside? If your habits outside of the gym are not supporting your goals of losing weight, how do you expect to see a change? Just because you go to the gym, but then you go home and go eat some McDonald's or you eat pizza every weekend, you're going out for drinks every night, how do you expect to see a positive change when you're not actually putting the work in? And the same goes for this. And this was honestly something that I didn't realize until I actually started doing it. Let's look at how you act. Let's look at what you're doing on the weekends. Let's look at how you're taking care of your body. Let's look at the people that you surround yourself with. Would that support you in saying you're a Christian? I feel like a lot of the time it really doesn't, because we truly don't understand what it means to fully surrender. My whole point in all of this is, if you have not taken extra steps to further your relationship, you're not going to be any better than somebody who claims that they don't believe. And it is a hard step. Not mentally easy to get over that hump of being able to humble yourself and to realize just how much you need this, and being able to sacrifice certain things in your life, certain activities, certain things that you do, whatever it may be, that just make it very clear that you are not somebody who follows. It's not easy, but what I can say from somebody who was in a very opposite position, and Felipe can vouch for this as well for himself, and just for both of us and how we were in our relationship, we can confidently say that this is the life. This is what you need. And I promise, if you actually take that step to just learn for yourself, you will quickly realize that this is what you need for yourself. So that's that. Trust me, if you know me, I didn't think I was going to be here either. Doing all this stuff, talking about it. I'm happy where I'm at, where Philippe is at, and where we're at in our marriage with it all. Because this is just the foundation that we all need. All those extra steps that I said you should be taking, that is what is going to give you an eternal life in heaven. Not simply just showing up to church and claiming that you are this one thing when last night you were probably just at the club till 6 a.m. getting drunk and doing God knows what. So sharing where I'm at, and me being so early on in my journey, I can very much understand how hard it is for other people to start. So that's why I'm here. That's why I'm talking about it. Just to open up your heart a little bit. I am going to go inside now because it is very hot and I'm sweating, and I already took a shower this morning, but now I feel all dirty. Anyways, if you enjoyed today's video, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and turn on your post notifications so you're notified anytime that we post. We are in our High Rocks training right now, so you can expect to see a lot of those videos, because that's essentially what takes up our whole life. So if we're going to be consistent in posting, well, that's mainly what you're going to see. Yeah, I'm going to skedaddle. We'll see you guys in the next video.